Introduction. Today we will have a quick demo to opslag Tyrone Verta. So, this is our login page for Tyrone Verta. Here you can see the IP address like 172.16.13.40 which I have sent to this Tyrone Verta, and after logging into the browser you will get this kind of page on into your browser. So let me log into by giving the password. Verta dashboard, creating a volume. After logging you will be able to see the network graph, CPU utilization, memory utilization, disk usage graph, CPU temperature, SMD connection. You will get all the information related to the CPU memory disk network. Create a volume so that we can check the disk users graph here. Click to the disk/RAID software RAID setup. Here, I'll configure with the available disk. The volume so that with that volume I can create the disk, and with that disk I can create the shares and folders so that I can access at the client side. So now that page is open. Here I have the list of the free disk. Let me select few disks so that I can create one RAID over these disks. So, this is a very quick task to create this one. Here you can set the RAID label which you want to create like RAID 5 and the volume name that I can identify which volume it's listed. I'm giving a name, volume. Just name number of disk. Click a create. After clicking create, you'll be able to see the RAID which you have created and the successfully created message. Also, pool created successfully. You can check from here the volume which has been created. So, here you can get the information like volume where you can enable the dedup, compression, pool status, pool error, pool scrub and dedup pool status. This kind of information and the operation you can run them over the volume. So let me just show you the pool status. It's saying no added data online. All the pools are online. You can even blink the disk. If you have any disk which is not working properly, then you need to blink it. You can identify from the hardware and from the view detail you can check that, how much size is available for this pool. 5.44 terabytes is available for you. Create it. Here we have given the cache. If you want to enable the cache, you need to select a disk and you can create a cache for it, and the same for the hot spare also. Just select a disk and create a hot spare for it. Disk configuration. If you want to create a new disk, SAN disk or NAS disk with that volume, click over the disk configuration. Disk configuration like select add volume. Now it will show the usable space and the disk name given here, i.e., NAS disk, and the size, 200. I have just created one disk. Let me create one node, then a SAN disk here. Let me take a 400 GB size and disk type as FIO disk which you have created. After that you will get the notification of creating successfully. For viewing the list of disks which has been created, you need to just click over the disk list. Let me add to this image. Give the image name, i.e., LOSIM, give image size, let us say 400 GB, I can give multiple image size. Also, for this time I'm creating only one single image so that I can use it to the SAN. Okay, now it's created successfully. The image I need to add to the SAN, I will give name as block SAN, so that I can identify the block size will be 512. Now it's just adding to the SAN, wait for a few seconds, it will be added to the SAN. Okay, now it's added to the SAN only. I just need to configure the ISCSI here. Creating target, okay, let's create a target so that I can add that disk to this target. By adding this you will get the target which you have created and the list of the disk which is available to add it to this size of the target. Let's give a Lewin number to this. It's only a very quick process that we can do within minutes. Let me add to an initiator. For this time, I'm giving for every system can access with this network. Let me apply with this one. After configuring you can check the target information, what you have selected like the disk have added to this lock SAN, and who can access with this IP. The list is for the initiator, now my ISCSI is ready. Now the rest part we can do from the client side. So, by that time I'm leaving that option here. Configuring NAS, let me configure the NAS disk so that I can show you the NAS protocol configuration. It's also simple like the SAN configuration here. I have the NAS disk which I have created. Let me create a share folder like demo share. It's created successfully. Now I'll go to the manage share so that I can configure the NAS Pro to call over that folder. Okay, I have here my folder. Let me configure the SMB for the share. Here you can see the list of you can configure by just clicking SMB, AFP, NFS and FTP. This time I'll show you the configuration for the SMB setting. Here we have two options like if you want to configure publicly then you need to use this public option. If you want to use with the authenticated user then you need to just select it. It will give you the drop down to which user you want to configure. So, I am just configuring for the publicly, system settings, let me configure it so here you can see that SMB is configured. This is done and this part of the system information here where these options we can maintain and we can manage our stores like date time setting, network setting, authentication, user and group management. But whatever user I want to create so save in the store config, shutdown you can set down from this GUI page. Also as I've already shown you VTL this time we are not giving and according to the user requirement we are adding this feature like enabling this feature, disk/RAID I have already shown you. From Tools menu, you can get the alert message like if you have InfiniBand card then you can configure it with the InfiniBand. You have services logs, volume options, snapshots so like Tools option you will get this kind of information from here. This is the monitoring like whatever we were getting in the dashboard page. If you want to check thoroughly with that particular time then you can come here in the monitoring part you will get these drop down menus and you can check the information accordingly. This is the help part like support if you want like this time I'm telling you but you forgot after that then we have here documentation for this one. Whenever you want to access that document, you just need to open this one and you need to come here if it's to help and view documentation you'll be able to see the documentation like this one is configured this is older one I didn't update now later we can use it so up to here this is a very quick information for our Tyrone Verta.